Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? So I have some really cool, interesting information to have provide to you guys regarding Coinbase. There's a lot of things to discuss here, but yeah, how you doing, Ryan? You know, it's always important to look at other stocks as well to learn because, what happens if Clover Health ascends to its intrinsic value? Then we got to find other stocks as well because that's the game. We got to keep grinding. You got to keep growing your wealth, right? And this one is it's a stable company based off of its balance sheet / though it is dealing with Bitcoin. So we are going to have to talk about preface just Bitcoin talk before we get into this analysis. But in this video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to find the intrinsic value calculation of the Coinbase stock, and I'm going to be giving you, based off our intrinsic value calculator, which you can find in our Mastering Stock Market course, we're going to go ahead and graph you the bull, base, and bear case scenario regarding the intrinsic value of Coinbase. Now, again, this is an important analysis because we're going to be doing something different. In order to calculate the short-term growth rate, we would have to use this calculator here, which you guys probably, if you're not in the Mastering Stock Market class, course, you're probably haven't seen this calculator, but we have another calculator down here, and this is called the book value calculator. And we're going to just use one portion of it to estimate the book value of Coinbase. And I'm going to make sure that we explain why we're doing that, okay? Right after the sip of coffee. Oh, so great. All right, so now I hope everyone's doing great. Happy Thursday. See, the thing with Coinbase is that it deals with cryptocurrency and not just Bitcoin, Ethereum, the ones Solana, the ones that people know. There's so many other coins out there, okay? Now, with the government printing money like crazy, and not just the United States, all governments around the world, inflation is essentially hurting the ever so middle class and all other classes as well. Countries are having tremendous, there's a lot of problems. Like, for example, Turkey, the Turkish lira is experiencing some difficulty, even though Turkey does not want to go into crypto. We have other countries that have turned into crypto, which good for them. They're doing really well. Literally, we have one of the presidents trading Bitcoin on their phone for the country, so that's really impressive. But there's a lot going on though, because I believe that in the future, Bitcoin is going to become successful, which means that Coinbase will become successful. Now, did Coinbase get ahead of itself in terms of its early rise? Yeah, I would say so. It needs to, take a breather, and which it has, which is why we're making this video. And this video was already on my list. One of the subscribers mentioned, is like, oh yeah, I definitely need to talk about that. There's a lot of stocks to talk about, and this one was definitely on the list. So before we go in and get in and dirty, the monthly of transaction users for Coinbase has been increasing quarter over quarter. We just had a Super Bowl, which they had a commercial, and they got a surge of users from there. In terms of trading volume has increased. Bitcoin trading has decreased, probably because of maybe the prices of Bitcoin falling recently, but also I would say it seems that the other trading volume of other coins, possibly, crap coins, has gone up because possibly people may, want to just get that extra percentage. They're looking for that 2020 gains. Now, if you look at the revenue here, the net revenue has been going up. They just released their earnings earlier this month, and they talked about an EBITDA loss. And, that added to the downward trend along with other tech stocks going down as well. But based off of their revenue, they're doing really good. I mean, you can't ask more from this company. Their net income, yes, Q2's well, but then Q4 of 2021's gone down. But overall, if you encapsulate those 4 quarters in 1 year, they're doing really good, guys. Operating expenses has gone up, but again, their revenue has, and the revenue and net income has as well. So that pretty much is kind of a brief look-sees to the graph portion of their intrinsic value. What I wanted to take a look at in terms of their financial health. Now, normally I would give you guys another graph, but based off of this is a pretty much a very clean-cut Benjamin Graham type stock. You have a current ratio above 1.5 and a debt to equity here above below around a reasonable level. And we go into what this means in our course. Now, in terms of what to look at here, we could see the revenue is consistent. It's going up. We could see the net income has gone up. But in terms of analyzing the growth rates for the revenue and net income, they're a bit too much. They're a bit, how do I say this? It's, if I were to evaluate the price target of Coinbase using our intrinsic value calculator based off of these projections, you would get an enormous number, and it's not a quantifiable way of looking at the stock. So for all our Mastering Stock Market students who have access to this calculator, I'm going to show you a different method to essentially evaluate a stock by morphing two calculators in one, okay? Now, we're going to be using 220 million shares. Their free cash flow, we'll be using them. This is just a replica. We're just going to be using these two numbers here for their free cash flow. And we're going to calculate that, and then we're going to go into our artificial intelligence analysis and technical analysis. And please, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. All right. And if you're watching on replay, enjoy. So let's get straight to it here. But first, what I mean by morphing two calculators together. So since we're not going to be using these numbers up here, we're going to be using book value per share, this one here, okay? Now, what does book value per share even mean? Well, if, let's say, the company were to be liquidated, this is how much the worth of the company would be. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be calculating the net differentiation between the current book value and the old book value to basically estimate the growth rate of the company. This is a very sophisticated way of essentially evaluating a stock that is just abnormally growing. Because remember, Bitcoin is very erratic, and Coinbase unfortunately has that relationship with Bitcoin. But let me tell you something. The way the government is operating, the printing of cash, they're screwing up the world order, and we have a new world order. Okay, just if you haven't, some of you already know, but just in case if people don't know, we are going into a new world order. Okay, and if you don't understand that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are going to be the future, then you are going to be left behind. That's just how it works. And whoever tells you, like Charles Munger tells you otherwise, they want the price to drop so they can come in on it because society is getting smarter. Okay? Canada tried to control the protesters and freeze their bank accounts, so they went crypto. Russia had their assets frozen, so they went crypto. Now they're being bought, natural gas is being bought by crypto. Crypto is decentralized, okay? Meaning there is no central government controlling it. That's huge. Okay, so there's enough there. So I hope that was able to drive the point. Okay, so then now let's go in and let's calculate the book value, which we're going to be using these numbers, the current and the old, and by 1 year. Okay, so let's go down here. Oh, sorry. Let's go down here. Let's put time of year, 1 year. Let's just zoom here so you guys can see. 1 year, and then the current book value is 29.08. All right, let me just, my apologies. I need to refresh the, I had it open for a while. Let me refresh. I zoomed in a little too much here. Okay. All right. Let me know if you guys can see this here. Okay, so we're going to do 1 year, and we're going to be using 29.08, and we're going to be doing 28. I usually don't have it zoomed in this much, but I want you guys to see the number, 24.69. And again, I got this number from here. That's all I'm doing. Book value per share. And as soon as we do that, I'm getting 17 point, again, this is in So this is a percentage, right? This is 0.1177. So 1.77% or 17.8% because you can round the 8 to the 7. So 17.8%. All right. So now we're going to go here. And we can use the calculator for dividend stocks down below, but I like to use the book value. So we're going to use this 17.8%. So already we got the percentage of Coinbase. Now we're going to use the free cash flow, which we can take directly from here. Okay. That's where I'm going to get that number. 2985 10730. And then now we're going to use the number of amount of shares. I mean, that's that easy, guys. I mean, this is like literally, this is how it helps you get into trades and out of trades. This is 220. And this is the price of Coinbase based off of the projections. So I want you to look at this. Look at this. The bull is $1,251. The base is $884. And the bear is $667. Now hold on. Those are not my price targets. Okay? I'm going to give you my price target now. Again, take what I say as a grain of salt. Okay? I'm a YouTuber, right? Always do your own due diligence. What we're going to be doing is we're going to take the bear number and we're going to multiply it into a 20% margin of safety. So the number is 667.73. We're going to take a 20% margin of safety. Now, Bitcoin, you could do it a little higher, but we're just going to do this, okay? Because again, it deals with Bitcoin, right? So we're going to take this 20% here, and we're going to subtract it now. So my price target is $534. We'll call it $530. So $530 is my price target for Coinbase. Now, let's look at the overall, has this even gone up there? Like, let's look at the historic price of Coinbase. Now, again, I haven't looked. Let's take a look. So let's take a look here. So Coinbase has gone to a highs of $429, and then the low is 150. So we're almost, it's pretty much gone from the low here, double bottomed, and now it's going back up. So again, this is what I think the price target is. Now, since it is Bitcoin, people may take a 30% margin of safety or maybe a 25%. But if we do that, yeah, 467. Yeah, so it's right around. But I'm just going to keep it consistent. I'll take a 20% margin of safety. So $534 is what I think. So 500, make it even, 530. Okay. And again, investing is more of an art. So I hope that was hope that was clear. Now let's go ahead and see what's going on here. Hi, of course, most definitely, yeah. Now, Cathie Wood calling Coinbase a value stock at 160. Yeah, exactly. Of course, it's a value stock. Look at the I mean, of course, yeah. Here, that's the value. But the reason why, it's a bit tricky and it hasn't gone there is because Bitcoin is erratic. But I would say this price, I would say 2025 to 2026. I would say this price target would be from 2025, 2026. So I wouldn't be surprised if we hit these numbers in about 2 to 3 years. Which, if you were to take 530 with the current share price, what is the share price again? 190. So she said 160, right? So let's take that number. 530 minus 160 divided by 160 times 100%. So it's about a 231% gain. All right. Now I want you to take the year that she said that, which is most likely in 2022, subtract it from 2026. We're looking at 4 years. You could take that divided by 4. Didn't she say she was gonna grow around 30 to 50% year over year? It's around exactly her calculation, you know? So she believes she's right in line with the stock, you know? So essentially, her fund in the 5-year time horizon would grow 57% year over year based off of a $530 price target until 2026, let's call it. So I hope that makes sense. Now, I do want to say something really quickly. For people that don't know this, there's usually Webull only offers 2 free stocks for signing up. Now, through a limited time, which will be ending the end of March, they're only, they're going to be giving you 5 free stocks for just 1 penny of investment. You open up an account, and all you do is you invest 1 penny. And you'll be getting 5 free stocks valued up to $9,600. And all you got to do is use this link here. What are your thoughts on PS? Is that PaySafe? I know one of the guys who did the SPACs on that one, very prominent guy. My recommendation is you guys sign up for our Webull link here. You get 5 free stocks, and it will end the end of March. And all you got to do is deposit a penny. So please take advantage of this. Some of you guys will get $9,600. I mean, who knows, right? So take advantage of this. Webull is an amazing platform. It's better than Robinhood. So please take advantage. I want to make sure I provide you guys value. Now, in terms of PaySafe here, I mean, we could take a look at the numbers really quickly here. So the revenue hasn't really, it's not a, doesn't seem like it's growing. Free cash flow is looking pretty good, but again, we'll see. I have to take a look at it and do a better intrinsic value calculation. But if you have our artificial intelligence technology here, we have in our Discord, you can look up any stock you want. We have access to this. So just kind of a quick little, if you want to trade this particular stock, the one that you just mentioned. You can do the what is it called? PSFE. Let's see if we can get a graph on here. My throat's hurting me here. That's interesting. Wallstreetbets chatter. Let's try again here. There it is. So here's PaySafe. So if you had access to this, you could essentially trade it. You can see that the green lines are the support. This graph's at forward predicting. It's our AI. So you could see right now it's trying to hopefully test this $3.60 support. And if it does bounce off, it would go on to the next level of support, which you would just look at the hour chart. Okay. So you could just look at these here. I mean, let's see here, hour. Yeah, so 370, then you got the 438, and once it passes that, we could definitely start going back up to that 778 based off TA. Now, in terms of pay safe, I need to calculate it, our own intrinsic, but we'll my recommendation is come join us here, and yeah, we have a beautiful platform here. You can search any stock you want, and yeah. I'm trying to see if we should continue on with Coinbase in terms of the TA. I honestly, we could just briefly go over it really quickly here. But Coinbase is like a long-term play. Based off our Monte Carlo projection, it seems that we're more closer to the bullish side in terms of estimates. This is all directly from our Discord channel here. In terms of our estimates, revenues look like they're consistently going to increase from 2022 to 2023, but I mean, it is looking like there is going to be a slowdown. In terms of a scanny, it does look like we're above the 100 MA, 220 and 50 trend line resistance. So we got to look at the trend line here to see what it means. If you look at unusual flow to see what's going on with coin, we are seeing some puts being placed. So people are a little bit bearish on the coin here. If you look at big flow, we are seeing some puts here, but we do have a long-term call here of a high premium at 250. But it seems that these are the levels that people think coin should be fluctuating. The highest level premium is here, but this is also high as well. So we use all this data, and that's why the price has been around those areas. Now, it's interesting here. If you look at institutional ownership, it has increased by 23%. Institutional ownership has increased. So that's good. 23%. It shows you that, hey, this is a value stock, and people are buying it. Why are people buying it? Because they formulated their DCF, intrinsic value calculation. And again, if you want access to this, it'll be in our mastering stock market course. Okay. But yeah, 530 price target. Let's go ahead and take a look at any Twitter chatter. We got wallstreetbets. See if there's any Twitter. So I don't see any coin here, but Nvidia is definitely on. Nvidia is there's a lot of chat on in Nvidia stock, and the reason why I'm pressing this is because it's up 9.8%, and it started from 261 all the way up to 281. Now the reason why I'm pointing that out is because in our exclusive daily briefing, we talked specifically about Nvidia at 3:45 in the morning. Nvidia right here. We talked about upcoming catalysts that Nvidia has. So we use these things to our advantage, and we like to give out exclusive daily briefings as well as top short squeeze stocks. People have their own Bloomberg terminal here, and they have an audio version of it.
Welcome to Al Stock Alerts exclusive daily broadcast.
It's really cool here. So I'm really proud of what we've been building. So yeah, we try to make it cheap for everyone to, democratize financial information under $10. But yeah, this is the product that we're building here. It's really, really amazing. But going back to Twitter chatter here, if you let's just look at the support and resistance levels of coin here. We can see that the next level of resistance is 194. So we got to take a look at that. It did test off of this guy here. If you look at, oops, sorry, I already did that. If you look at the hour, answer some questions here. Yeah, no, same here. The growth doesn't seem as impressive. So here is the hour. And again, we got 208 after the 190 through 4, whatever I said, resistance. So we got, look at that, but it looks like it is forming a nice little U here, and it could rebound up. Let's go ahead and take a look at the day. And then the week. So it looks like the day, it is bouncing off of this 183. We have the 214 after that to see if it's going to test that resistance, and hopefully it successfully breaks, because it did unfortunately bounce down here in the past. But we do need to take a look, and after that, these are all the other resistance levels. And then this is the week's resistance levels, and you can see that these are hardcore resistant levels, especially this one right here. So I hope that was helpful there. You know, and again, you guys can go ahead and take a look at the rest, but, you know, just to kind of summarize a couple things, look at the option chain. But first, let's look at dark pool levels here. In terms of dark pool, a lot of insiders have been buying. Not insiders, but institutions have been buying to not raise the price. So these are all where institution levels have been buying versus retail has been selling. So we have access to dark pool to essentially help you understand what has institutions been buying at under the pool, you know, the dark area that doesn't raise the stock price. So by looking at that, we see that we are getting strong buys at ask, at block trades, at around, you know, 1.6, right around $3-ish million at around these prices. And this was placed today. This was literally placed today. And these are all the other prices that are unmatched. So a lot of people are purchasing Coinbase here. So it's definitely a value stock, that's for sure. Looking at the algo flow, we are getting a downward direction here on the algo score, which suggests that there might be a bearish convergence here with the stock price. The algo score is going down. So if you were to just look at the day, option traders are shifting directions. So the day algo score is starting to head down, and once it passes below that, there'll be a bearish sentiment. And we've already talked about our Monte Carlo projection. So we could go to the bearish region of the stock price, which is what graphs where the stock price could go. So there's that. But overall, that's pretty much Coinbase. My apologies. Today I'm a little tired. I've been dealing with a lot, but I just wanted to help you guys with the Coinbase here, because it is a stock that we need to take a look at. And there was a different version of evaluating it, not only utilizing our discounted statement cash flow calculator here, but also our book value calculator to find the intrinsic value of the Coinbase stock. But overall, there's other things that we can do utilizing our AI that'll give us more information. But there's just so much that is, I'll leave it up to you guys and all of our students at Mastering Stock Market, and also Al Stock Alerts. If you guys are interested in accessing our artificial intelligent technology along with our price targets, here's our Patreon. And it's a wonderful area with great, beautiful community, and we'll love to have you here. It's only $10 a month. We try to keep it affordable we're trying to democratize financial information, and I hope to see you guys there. There's a lot of great things that we offer, and a lot of people are doing really great. Overall, that pretty much concludes our time. Let's see if there's any other questions. Bullish on Houston's gas prices, pushing people to consider electric cars now. Exactly. I completely agree. And that's exactly what the Democratic Party wants now. It's an opportunity for them to just kind of have one more swipe at oil. But we need to have a strategic switch to electric because it's going to hurt a lot of people that don't get, that unfortunately can't afford it. But overall, yeah, I hope this was helpful. Again, sorry, my energy levels are really low today. I'm very tired, but we're chugging along, and I hope that was helpful. As always, God bless you guys. I'll see you on the next one.